I'd like to call a meeting to order. It's 5:30. We have full attendance of the group here today. And like to have the Pledge of Allegiance stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, can we have a motion to approve the current agenda?
So moved. Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Can we have a motion to approve the minutes of the February 14th meeting, almost 2 months ago? Since we last met. Valerie,
I move to approve the minutes, February 14th.
Second. Support.
all in favor, say aye.
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 Just with clarification, that's the February 14th, 2023 meeting.
Nah, said
Yeah.
22.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think it said at the end that there were six, it was voted 6-0 and it should be 5-0. Minor things. Valerie, you're the new secretary, is that correct?
Good, yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right, I'd like to acknowledge visitors and those wishing to speak to non-agenda items. Anybody on recording? Okay. We'd like to call Article 6, case number 23-3757. Madison.
I'll add this one just so I can see the drainage. Okay, we have an application before us tonight for a variance from Mr. Achterhoff at 5830 Burton Street Southeast. He's seeking a variance to build an accessory building partially in the front yard. He is still determining the size that he would like to build, but knows that either way he will have to encroach a little bit in front of his house to do the project he is looking to do. So that is why it is designated as a front yard variance. The setback of the home is 294 feet, and he is requesting that he can begin the build of his accessory building at 270 feet. The side yard setback will be met. He has indicated that it would be at least 40 feet, and that the building can be taller than 14 feet, then he would be meeting the side yard setback, is what he has indicated in his plan, and that the rear setback would be met as well because he's far enough away. The site plan, he's indicated the accessory building is a majority in the side yard. It's just that there's this a little over a foot that goes in front of where the front of his house sits. He's got a driveway and slab kind of already made to go to where he's hoping to build. The applicant indicated that it was part of his plan when he built his home to also eventually build this garage as well. The proposed accessory building, like I said, he's not positive on the size yet, but he knows he would need a special use permit to go over 832 square feet. The intended use is for it to be for personal storage of cars. And then the reason he is seeking the variance is although he does meet the requirement of being more than 200 feet off the front street, he doesn't meet the other two requirements, thus needing a variance. So the applicant speaks a little more in depth in his narrative about the project as a whole, so you can kind of refer to him for some of those more detailed questions. But for the findings of fact, we didn't see it to be a detriment to neighboring properties. The applicant did receive a letter of support that he brought into me here today. If you guys want to see that, I can put it on the screen as well. But also has spoken with a lot of his neighbors and they're aware of the project. The only findings that I couldn't fully prove was if it was self-created, but the location of the home is where it is, so it's not like he could change that now. So after looking at all these findings, I was comfortable recommending that you could approve this variance as long as the outdoor lighting adheres to our standards, and that he does have a small existing shed on the property that doesn't have to be removed because of his parcel size, but if we could just make it make it a condition that he makes sure that it's 10 feet from his new structure. That is what I have presented here today. Any questions?
Madison, the proposed new garage would be about 15 feet closer to the road than the northeast corner of the house.
Correct.
Okay,
Northwest corner of the house.
okay,
Well, the northeast is the
that's
furthest forward. So yes, you're correct.
okay, because the angle of the house.
Yeah, it's kind of,
Got it.
And it may not.
Okay.
That's kind of a window, but it might not be 270. 278 from the front, but it won't be. If that makes sense.
Okay, why don't you come on up and introduce yourself, and we'll have a few questions, I'm sure.
Thanks, Madison.
Madison's gotten to see me a few times in the past. What questions can I ask?
Name, address.
John Achterhoff, 5830 Burton Street.
Okay,
I'm a lifelong West Michigan resident and taught in Forest Hills schools for my whole career and retired a few years ago.
oh, which school?
Forest Hills Central, from 89 through I think about 04 when we built Eastern. And then I moved to Eastern and then retired from there.
Oh, great,
So
great.
we have a lot invested in the community and know a lot of people, and I don't have any intention other than to make it a better community, and thank you for serving in the way that you all do. Appreciate that. And I understand your role. When we had owned and built 2 houses on Candlewick, which is just the neighborhood west of where this property is, and moved away from there for a few years. And then I was driving down Burton Street in I think it was about 2016, and saw a for sale sign up. And this residence was the original Oates family that lived there. Some of the gravel for development of 28th Street and so on came from that area. And there were a number of, you might think this is kind of cool. I brought this. This is what the property could have been. We made an oath to the Oates family that we would not do this, but this is what it could have been. It's kind of cool. I don't know if you can see it there, but it could have been a site development with 5 different homes in there. And our house currently sits, if you can see my finger, our house currently sits about right here. And this, so part of our offer was a promise that we would build a single family home and we would live there and raise our kids there. And so I've done some construction work and projects in the Jenison area with my family and built a number of homes in the Cascade area as well. And so we literally, like when you talk about the angle of the house, we stood on a ladder in the field and decided based on our kitchen view out the sink, how we wanted the house to sit. And of course, there are like little minutia details that you wish, like I wish I would have tilted it 3 more degrees and I wouldn't have to waste your time tonight. But yeah, the whole plan for the property, if you had a chance to walk the property, the backyard is wide open. And that's the part of the home on elevation that's shared with all of the houses on tall grass and so on. And so they can see and we can see all the deer and stuff that go back there. I know I could knock my shed down and put 2 garages back there because of the acreage, but I don't want to do that. The spot that I'm asking to put the garage is where it really has to go for the property. There's no way to see or tell from the road. Nobody will even ever know that you gave a variance to put it there because you can't tell. Unless somebody had a laser or something. But when I originally saw the letter, I came in and met, she'll probably tell you I wasn't very happy with the wording, but it said in the front yard and my kids play. If you probably drive down that road and see that front, there's a flat area down there. I played lacrosse and stuff with my 2 boys. And the neighbors thought from the wording when it said, I wanted to put an accessory building in the front yard, they assumed that's where a big pole barn was going to go. And so I told them, no, it's where the elevate, you won't even actually literally be able to see it. The neighbor, David, that wrote the letter, that dropped it off yesterday. By the way, it was unsolicited. He did that. They're the ones that will see the garage. And they will probably, if they're standing down off their deck on their lawn, be able to see the shingles, even if it goes to 17, 18 feet or whatever the median height of the roof is. And it's basically not going to block any or change anybody's view. It's in the right spot. It allows me to access my well, which is there. It allows the backyard to stay pristine and not have to put cement driveway, gravel back there. And it will meet at least what the standards are. My wife wants to get a little crazy, but it'll meet at least the standards of the house that we have there, which I think is a really beautiful house and in a nice spot. So if you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them the best I can. So
2 members have any questions?
Shoot away.
Yeah, I was always curious when that was built, why it was only a single house, but did you guys do a deed restriction then? As far as a single?
We sort of deed restricted it by where we put it.
Okay.
The only thing we could do is, I believe if we didn't build this garage, and this is going back years ago, talking to Steve and working through some of the things. I believe if we didn't build this garage and lock out the 3 acres, or 4 acres, I think we could split it and come off of our existing driveway and put a single family home. Kind of like if you drive down Cascade, and see the Helen house right in front of the other house on Cascade Road, which looks absolutely hideous. Strike that. I don't want him to come find me. But anyway, yeah, I don't believe there are any formal restrictions or anything like that, but where we put our house, there's nothing else that anybody can do with the property. So we just hope to make it better. That's it. And I don't like cars being parked outside of garages. So.
Other questions by members?
Yeah.
Valerie?
No, I move to go into public hearing since that's required by law.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any comments from the public?
Move to close public hearing.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. It's a process, Mr. Actoff, we have to go through to open a public hearing for it. And thank you so much for that letter from your resident, from your neighbor, because that's really useful.
Yeah, and I understand your role too. You don't want to have people say, wait a minute, this guy built like a carnival barn in his front yard. And that's, I understand the intent of the ordinance in a neighborhood not to build something in front of a house. So I get it. So.
Good. I'd like to make one comment. I drive by your house every day on my way to the YMCA.
Awesome.
And I love the setback and the openness. I mean, it's just a beautiful setting
Thank you.
back there. And
Sorry
I
for
see
the-
no problem with
Go
the
ahead.
proposed location.
Thank you. I think it's the best and only place it really should go. Sorry about the trailer there right now. I'm on the central crew board. And so with the flooding, I heard you guys talking about that's Ross Schaefer
It's
that's
up.
building the stuff in Ada, by the way. But we have a huge trailer in our driveway right now, and I can't wait to get it back to the boathouse. Because I don't like clutter, so it's driving me.
Is the drive into the boathouse flooded?
Yeah, I went, when I pulled the trailer out Wednesday night last week, I was looking at water levels and flow rates and stuff, and I was
it's
looking at
down.
Portland and Ionia. I'm like, oh boy. So I went down and it was close.
Yeah, I'll bet you it's down 1.5 foot today.
Good,
It's way down.
because I tried to wade in Saturday and take pictures of the boathouse, and I got 4.5 feet
Oh,
deep
wow.
and I was probably 300 yards away from the boathouse yet. So it's a good 5 feet under.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so
I thought, that's what I thought. I hike out there a lot. It's fine.
it's,
Figure it was way underwater.
yeah, you don't want to hike there right now.
You can't. It's
You can
swim
swim there.
Okay. well,
For sure.
I'll make a
Well,
motion.
thank you. And if anybody ever drives by and sees my tractor, I like driving my John Deere tractor around the front, mowing my lawn, and I plow the walking trail there as well before the Cascade truck gets there, so people can walk their dogs. So I appreciate your time.
Yeah,
Thank you.
good. All right, well, I'll make a motion. We approve case number 23-3757 with staff's recommendations.
And I will support that, but I'd like to add that we're always conscientious of when we give a variance that we aren't setting precedents. So I think this variance can be justified because the majority of the applicant's building is inside, is in the side yard, not in the front yard. It will be beyond the minimum setback. There is a minimum encroachment into the front yard, since it's mostly in the side yard. There is no known negative impact to the neighbors. This location is the least injurious of any locations, and it's not injurious in any which way. And staff agrees that the circumstances are unique enough to pursue a variance. And he has support of the one neighbor that would probably see the property. So I think there is enough justification.
Was that off the cuff?
No, I read this ahead of time. Aaron, I'm not that good. So I just wanted to be clear that I think there's a lot of good justification for this variance. We aren't just providing.
Thank you, Tom. Okay, Lou, any comments? No. Okay. Let's have a vote then. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None noted. Okay.
Thank you. And I appreciate covering that too, because I don't want my special circumstance to mean all the residents of Cascade can put a pole barn in front of their house.
Correct. That's the
So
reason
I
we.
get it.
Yeah, okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, Article 7.
Stay or?
You know, you're free to go. Thanks.
Okay, have a great night.
Thanks.
too.
Thank you.
See you.
Article 7, any other business?
No,
No,
None for
that is
me.
Okay. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
You have a motion to adjourn.
From Lou,
Support.
by Aaron. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned at 5:48.
not bad.